to have the right product. You also have to pair it with the right tips so that you can match the right textures. So what we'll start with, and we'll kind of go through, and we'll start off. So with the self-leveling, this is going to be your thinnest viscosity product. If you lay a bead of it, it's going to flow out, okay? It does not hold the bead at all right? Drip rails is exactly where you're going to use this.
What I was thinking that for.
So we have two. You have our regular self-leveling and our high build. The high build is just a thicker viscosity version. It's not as runny as the other one, so you can kind of control it a little bit better. Moving up, you have our medium-bodied seam sealers. Medium-bodied, you lay a bead, it holds the bead, but it has just a slight amount of melt to it that you will, if you were doing the hem flange, we're talking about the old way, when you pull your tape up, it'll lay that edge over just a little bit so it'll be nice and smooth, okay? And then you get into the heavy-bodieds. Heavy-bodied, you put it on like you want it to look. It's not gonna move from there. So if you wanna brush it, it's gonna hold the brush marks. If you wanna put a ripple tip onto it, like what you see here, it's gonna hold the ripples. And this is actually what we've done here is a great way of showing you. You don't always have to do the seam sealer on the car. You can actually, because you put a large applicator in a small, tiny little area, it's hard to get in there. So a lot of times what's easier is to get a small manual gun. You can, if this were the seam you're trying to fill, I would take our regular seam sealer, lay a bead into the seam after it's been primed, and then come back while it's still wet, peel this up off of this tape, and then basically glue it down on top of that seam. So now you functionally seam sealed the seam, and cosmetically you've put the ripple bead on top of it.
That's probably saving a lot of guys' time and headaches.
Well, and so here's why you do this too. And the reason you don't want to just put this down on top of a bare metal surface is from the underneath side, it looks like the belly of a snake. It has, you can see the little channels that sometimes it can trap air. So there is a difference between functionally seam sealing and cosmetic.
Right.
And this is a cosmetic seam sealer. So you'll always want to put this down on top of a wet bed of regular seam sealer first, so that you get the best of both worlds. But this was done, we've done this one probably a month or so as well. And like I said, still completely flexible, 2K. It was dry in 10 minutes. So